Hello everyone, this presentation is made by Green Group. So today I will talk mainly on how one becomes a zombie and what kind of precautions must be taken in order to stay human. So let's start. First of all, we all know that zombies have an odd behavior. So what parts of the brain would need to be damaged in order to make someone act like a zombie? Impairment in the cerebellum leads to the body imbalance. It means that zombies can't walk well, they stagger. Zombies feel always hungry because the hypothalamus, which tells you when you have eaten enough, is damaged. The zombie pathogen basically gnaws the brain down to the amygdala, an almond-shaped structure responsible for the emotional responses. That's why zombies tend to attack humans aggressively. The brain's frontal lobes, responsible for problem solving, are devoured by the pathogen, so zombies can't make complex decisions. They lack any ability to communicate except through grunts. What damages their brain? Proteins. What proteins? Yes, but misfolded ones. Proteins differ according to their shape and composition. One protein made up of certain amino acids and folded into a certain shape will do a certain job in the body, but sometimes these proteins can be folded into the wrong shape. Whenever a certain protein is misfolded, it turns into a prion. The trouble is, prions don't just become inactive when they are misfolded, they also gain a new capability. The best analogy is that they become zombie proteins when they come into contact with another certain protein. They cause that protein to misfold into another prion. This sparks a chain reaction. Each prion makes more and more prions. As they accumulate in the brain, they interfere with cellular function and cause neurons to degenerate and die. Scientists refer to this condition as prion disease. As the neuronal degeneration progresses, one can find small holes dotting a diseased brain where the cells have died off. This class of maladies includes Kuru, mad cow disease, fatal familial insomnia, and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. How one can catch a prion disease? Well, there are three ways. First, gene can be mutated, making it more likely for the associated protein to fold into a prion. Secondly, one can ingest prions, as in the case with Kuru or mad cow disease. And finally, prions can form spontaneously, though this is fairly rare. Researchers believe that one individual in the 4-people tribe in New Guinea likely developed Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease spontaneously. Then when this individual's relatives ate his or her brain, they also ingested the prions that led to his or her death. Could specific types of radiation cause prions to form? Scientists from Chinese Academy of Sciences studied the effect of 50 Hz and 2 GHz radio wave exposure on prion generation and propagation using 2 budding yeast strains as model organisms. Well, they concluded that both exposure electromagnetic fields could cause the elevation of prion generation and propagation, which suggests that the folding of proteins could be affected by electromagnetic field exposure. In another study by the Italian researchers from University of Campania, it was reported that the protein folding could be affected by exposure of electromagnetic fields at mobile phone frequency. Thus, microwave electromagnetic fields could represent a potential risk for protein misfolding, to which can be related prion diseases. What about 3G, 4G, 5G microwaves? Do they impact people? Radio frequencies needed for common household items to work, from television to microwave ovens, usually between 3 kHz and 300 GHz, produce a radiation which is classed as non-ionizing. This means that it doesn't have sufficient energy to break chemical bonds, as opposed to ionizing radiation, which occurs at much higher frequencies and is generally considered to be hazardous to humans. How to stay safe from electromagnetic radiation? You can shield external radiation by building a Faraday cage. It must be built by conductive material which is thick enough, and any holes must be significantly smaller than the wavelengths of the radiation. When exposed to external radiation, charges inside the conductor get polarized, so they will generate their own electrical fields inside the wall, neutralizing the interior of the cage. You can find fabrics that are made of conductive materials such as titan or copper that will serve as Faraday cage. They block cell phone signals, 5G signals, and reduce electromagnetic radiation. We came to the end of our presentation. Thanks for your attention. Waiting for your feedbacks.